Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make the fake pink pumpkin pie. Right here, this little guy. Happy how he turned out. I've never made a pie slice before, so I had to kind of think about it, how I was going to make it. And the little pumpkin pie square right here, this little cutie. Here, looks really cute in my kitchen. I really love it for fall. Perfect little craft for the fall. So you're going to need air dry clay right here. You're going to need your lightweight spackle for the frosting, and it's this stuff right here, as most of you know probably all about it. And it's lightweight craft filler. You're going to need your craft paint, a knife, rolling pin, and that is it. There's no mold or anything like that. It's just we're going to make it right up. So I'm going to show you how I do it. You're going to take your air dry clay here, and I'm going to put it right here, and we're going to roll it like so. I think that's going to be thick enough. All right, you're going to take your knife and you're just going to cut it in the shape of a pie. I'm just going to remove that. Here, that, one more. Okay, just like that. So once you do that, cut it just the size of a pie, little slice. Set it aside for a little bit. We're going to set it aside. I set it aside for a few hours. Because I find that this one has set. Actually, I cut this one yesterday. To add on the other pie crust, it's too sticky if I do it right away. So you wait a couple hours for that part, and then you're going to take another piece of clay here. Like I said, I cut this one yesterday, and we're going to add the pie crust on the back side here. So I'm just going to add it, and this is still quite tacky, so it's going to stick on there right good. And we're just going to add it to the pie like this. See, like that. And we're going to do a little, I'm not a pie crust expert in real life, so we're just gonna there. So we'll do that quickly, just like that. You can play with it a little longer there. So you add that just like that. So then I actually let that dry for a while to do the second part, the bottom crust. So anyway, I let that set for a little bit longer, and there I have one here that's already set. And the next day I went and I go back and I add the bottom crust, because it gets kind of mushy. You don't want to mess up your pie if you do it all at once, right? So then I go back and it sticks on good, and I put the bottom on, bottom pie crust. And people might do this differently, but that's how I figured out how to do it anyway. And just like that. Just kind of smooth it. Make it look like a pie crust on the bottom. Like I said, it's really easy and cheap to make. Little craft. There. Oh. There, okay, so we're gonna add just like that at the bottom. See? And then you let that dry. It takes a little while to dry, a day or two. And then you just leave it upside down to dry, like that. And for the square, you just cut a square, just a regular, cut it like a square. Let that dry. So once you do that, you're gonna paint your crust and your pie. And what I used for the pie, I used bright orange, golden brown, burnt umber, terracotta, and milk chocolate. Now you can use whatever shades you want, but that's the colors I used for the pumpkin. And for the crust, I used, I'm not really sure, I can't quite remember. I think I used a little antique white with a touch of golden brown in it. And maybe a little white. I think that's what I did for the pie crust color. So once you paint the two, you're going to do a little shading here on the bottom here. I already did the shading on the bottom, and I'm going to do the shading for you right here on the crust part. So what I did, I used another color here, and I'm not sure what I used. It's paint I already had mixed up, but I know it's golden brown into it and a terracotta, I think, for the shading, but you can use any color, any kind of brown you want. So you're going to take your little brush, and I watered down the paint to do this. So you're going to take your little brush, and I also watered down the pie crust paint. So then you're going to go on your little pie, and you're going to go on the edge, just like that, and put a little paint. Okay? And we're going to go the whole way. This makes the pie look more realistic. This little shading. You don't have to do it if you don't want, but I find it helps it out. So you're going to go back with your pie crust color here and blend it in. Blend it in a little more, like that. There. Okay. Just like that. Let that dry. Do a little more right here. And then I went also on the sides here. Went on the sides and did a little more there. And blended in with the pie crust color. I did that side. So that's how I did that part. I didn't do any shading on the pumpkin pie part. So once you do that, I have some matte varnish right here. And I'm going to put a coat all over. I did put a coat all over, actually on the square here. I painted this the pumpkin pie color, and I just put the matte varnish on the edges because I'm going to frost the top, and I thought it's going to stick better without the varnish on the top. So I just did the edges for that. And for the pie, I also just going to varnish the edges for now on this, just like this. And this dries pretty quickly. So what I did all the crust, all the sides, let it dry. And I didn't want to put the frosting on, or the whip topping, I should call it whip topping, on the pie with the varnish because I was afraid that it wouldn't stick very good. So we're going to do this like that. But I did put a little varnish right here, right in this area. I did put a little varnish there because the whip topping is going to go right here. So, and that's pretty much dry. Anyway, varnish all there. Let that dry. And next you're going to take your spackle, fake whip topping, and I got a little star here, tip. And you're going to take your pie and add your little right here, just like that. See? It's easy. It's so easy and cute. And then once I let that dry for a little while, I then took a little brush and I went and put a coat of varnish all around and in there. I did it just like that. Just so your spackle is going to stick better. So for the little tart here, I just took my spackle. Here's our mixed up spackle. What I put in the spackle, I put a little bit of antique white in it, and I think I put white, a little, and then a little bit of bright yellow. I didn't put very much paint in the spackle. So, and actually you might not even have to put any paint at all because it's white anyway. So, but I did add a little bit just to make it a little more creamier. So then we mix that all up, all the craft paint in the spackle, and we're gonna frost our little guy right here. Just like so. This is such an easy little project. I wanted to do a little something for fall, so I thought this was cute. I've seen some on Pinterest, and some people made it on Instagram. Some people made their little fall treats. Looks so cute, inspired me to do mine. And there you go, just spread it on just like that. And you let that dry, and then you have your little, if you want to put it in a little cupcake paper here, and stick it in there. Well, I should let it just looks like so it's kind of wet. I let it dry first, of course, before I put it in there usually, and just stick it right in there. So that's how I made this. It's actually pretty easy. That's the little steps I took anyway to make it, and I just love how it looks in my kitchen. And I hope that you guys make this, and I hope you enjoyed this little video, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.